The one night that we wait for, when it's all put on the line. We all striving to reach the top and be the champion this time. Gonna be a champion.
And welcome everybody to the RCWE Championship Series. It is the 25th episode of the Championship Series, and it's one to celebrate, definitely because of the fact that it's July 1st, and in Canada, it is officially Canada Day. So happy Canada Day to all Canadians out there. And yes, I know that Stan Smith and Blight Schrute have declared it Can American Day, but no, it's not Can American Day. It's Canada Day. I'm sorry, Stan. I'm sorry, Dwight. I know you're coming out in your American outfits right now to celebrate your studio holiday, but come on, Independence Day is just in 3 days. You can celebrate Independence Day, your American holiday that celebrates America, in a few days. But either way, tonight they'll be facing off against the Angry Video Game Nerd and the Nostalgia Critic. The Nostalgia Critic basically kind of hounded the Angry Video Game Nerd into joining this matchup. I do feel that the Angry Video Game Nerd is just reluctantly agreeing at this point. Pretty much even before our break, the Nostalgia Critic was pretty much kind of like goading the Angry Video Game Nerd into being like the ultimate team and to go after the tag team championships. But as you know, and basically before our extended break, you know what happened. They basically the Nostalgia Critic basically kind of like had an ego and either wouldn't show up for matchups, it's just all been Hades since, and basically now Nostalgia Critic he's basically goaded the Angry Video Game Nerd back into being a team, and let's see how this works out for both these two men. Yes, well, I know that it's Canada Day today, and you'd think that we'd actually have like a Canadian tag team that would actually come out here. Unfortunately, in RCWE we haven't hired a Canadian tag team, so that's unfortunate, and that's the reason why we're getting the Nostalgia Critic and the Angry Video Game here tonight. Because we can't hire any like Canadian tag team. And heck, we couldn't even get Bob and Doug McKenzie to even show up. That's how bad it is. But the Angry Video Game Nerd, a former RCW World Heavyweight Champion. He definitely has what it takes to become a tag team champion with the Nostalgia Critic, but it all depends on if these two can actually work as a team. And one thing is that the Angry Video Game Nerd does take a lot of things so seriously. So he's gonna definitely be taking this tag team title match seriously. You just have to wonder if the Nostalgia Critic, if he's going to have his big ego again, or if he's not going to help out the Nerd. We'll have to see how these two actually work out as a team. And we start this matchup, and Nostalgia Critic pointing at Stan Smith. And he tags in the nerd. The nerd is not happy about this, so he tags in Nostalgia Critic right back in. Nostalgia Critic looks flustered, and he tags in the angry video game nerd, and Stan just runs at him and just knocks down the nerd. He's obviously getting frustrated himself, so he might as well pick his opponent. You'd think he would have waited until Nostalgia Critic came back in, but nope. Nice suplex by Stan. Now he has him in a headlock and picks him up. Scoop slam onto the mat. Sorry, did I say Stan? I should have said Dwight. Wow, I got them mixed up. Okay, that's bad Zyron. That's bad Zyron. I think it's the costumes. The costumes are really making it seem like I can't tell the difference between the two. And Dwight pushes back the angry video game nerd. He's up on the top rope, but the nerd knocks him, just slams him down flat onto the mat. Well, he's like, what the heck is the nerd doing? He tackles down Stan. A little bit too early to start doing that, don't you think? And now Dwight going for a cover. 1, 2, and only getting a 2 count. Luckily, the Nostalgia Critic was able to break up the count, so a little bit of teamwork happening between the nerd and the angry video game nerd. And oh my god! A leg drop from off of the top rope, and then Dwight just did a body splash right on top of him afterwards. Good teamwork by the All-American Alliance. I mean, that teamwork helped get them the Tag Team Championship in the first place. I mean, they totally annihilated the Team MXC. Now Stan throwing the nerd into the ring ropes, and nice backbreaker onto the nerd, going for the cover. 1, 2, and once again only getting a 2 count. The Nostalgia Critic doing a little bit of teamwork and actually punching Stan, which actually distracted him, causing the nerd to be able to do that wonderful spine buster on Stan. Throwing Stan into the ring ropes, and back body drop onto the mat. Now throwing him into the corner. Oh, and he tags the Nostalgia Critic in. And wait a sec. Ooh, right into the family jewels of Stan Smith. I don't think Stan Smith is planning on anytime having more kids, so still not right. It would be a tremendous amount of pain. Anyways, like Stan is back up. Punches Nostalgia Critic in the head, and there we go. A little bit of teamwork by Dwight and Stan. Although that was right in front of the referee, and it was an eye poke, and you'd think that the referee would... I think the referee's looking off into the distance. I think he was definitely looking off into the distance. I think he's high. Yeah, he's not even looking... I'm sorry, I'm taking a look at the referee. He's not even... Okay, he's looking into a different direction. I'm sorry, I'm shaking my head. The referee is not taking this seriously. We're gonna get him drug tested after this. He should be watching the match. I mean, as long as he does his job well. And once again, teamwork by both Stan and Dwight. I mean, I do apologize for getting distracted by the referee, but come on. The referee needs to watch the match in order to do his job. It's nothing bad to say about the match. I just getting distracted by the referee. And there's a tag in, and Dwight throwing Stan right into the Nostalgia Critic. Now going for the STF. He's got it locked in, and the angry video game nerd is back in and breaks up the hold. And a nice spine buster by Stan. So far, the angry video game nerd and Nostalgia Critic have been working well as a team here in this matchup. And who knows, after the long extended break, maybe that's... I said it before, maybe the Nostalgia Critic has improved on his wrestling prowess. And, oh! There was the Power Glove. Basically channeling all the power from the power glove over to his left hand. Remember, power gloves are only right-handed. They never made any version of a left-handed power glove, but it channels its power to the other hand, and it makes it just as powerful. And the angry video game nerd is finally going for the cover. 1, 2, and oh, Dwight was able to break up the count. And oh, the nerd is just wailing. Oh, I thought he was gonna wail away onto Stan, but he doesn't. It had only gone in a couple of punches, and there's a knee right straight to the chest, and going for the cover. 1. Only getting a 1 count. I do believe the nerd is trying to pick up some quick wins or some quick pins, but unfortunately Dwight is just too fast on the attack and able to break up the count. And oh, did you see that in the background? Dwight just basically hit the steel steps, and man, that's got to do a lot of damage to the leg and / knee area. But Dwight is willing to be tagged in. Once again, Dwight and Stan showing just why they are the tag team champions. And it's like Dwight just kicking the heck out of the angry video game nerd. Signature maneuver by Dwight. Now he's going to set up for the paper cut. Stan is just saluting because he thinks this is going to be over. 1, 2, no! The angry video game nerd was able to get out of that. And my God, that was just incredible. Just wailing away onto Dwight. I feel like he should honestly tag in his partner. Who knows, maybe the angry video game nerd is not confident in the Nostalgia Critic's abilities. But maybe I'm wrong, because now they're working together in a slap right to the face. Once again, the referee missing that because he's off looking into the distance. I don't know who the nerd was flipping off, but he's going for the game breaker. The game breaker, and the referee, 1, 2, no! Unfortunately for the angry video game nerd, he was unable to get the 3 count. Okay, he's waiting for the nerd to get back on, to tag him in. And now the Nostalgia Critic is back in. And the Critic throwing him to the corner. Puts him up onto the top rope. Oh, Dwight moves, just shoves him back and connects with a drop kick. Now he tags in Stan, getting in several punches. Oh, but then the Critic, he blocks him. And ooh, a shot right straight to the face. That would just do a lot of damage, and that would just basically sting on your face, especially with that shot. And ooh, a pay dirt onto the Critic. 1, 2, and only getting a 2 count. And a nice spine buster onto the Critic. Oh, and wait a sec. He's setting up. And he missed! No, he caught him. I thought he missed. But he got him with that... Crap, I can't remember what Stan calls it, but basically just that running boot right straight to the head, and there's the American Attitude Adjustment. Going for the cover. 1, 2, and only getting a 2 count because the nerd was able to break up the count. Stan was not looking in the direction of the other corner. He thought the nerd was knocked down. And then Dwight, he's back in. And looks like the nerd blocks him and back on the attack. Sorry, the Critic, he's back on the attack. And I missed what the Nostalgia Critic did. 1, 2, and only getting a 2 count because I sort of closed my eyes there for a bit, so I do apologize if I missed a big maneuver. Oh, wait a sec. Dwight going for a roll-up. 1, 2. No, the Nostalgia Critic was able to kick out. And it's quite surprising that Dwight... Oh, wait a sec. Nostalgia Critic is tagged in the nerd. He knocks down Dwight. He knocks down Stan. Power of the Power Glove. I think he's waiting for Dwight to get back up so he can get in. The F-bomb. The F-bomb onto Dwight. But he thinks he's too close to the rope, so he's dragging him more to the middle. 1, 2... No! That was very close. Dwight was very close to the 3 count. Stan was very close to missing, breaking up that count. Dwight, he has the nerd into the corner, going to the top, and just wailing away on him. Getting in that 10 count punch. Oh, but the nerd blocks him and just pushes him aside. He's picking him up. Just slams him down onto the mat. He tags in his partner, the Nostalgia Critic. And Nostalgia Factor. The Nostalgia Factor onto Dwight. And the angry video game nerd just basically wanted to put in a stomp. Weird. That was an odd choice to do. It just basically just kind of nudge him a bit with his foot. I think the nerd. Oh wait a sec, there's a roll up. 1, 2, and once again the nerd was able to break that up. Sorry, I don't know if it's tiredness or whatnot, but there's a lot of little mistakes here that are basically adding up, and I don't know what little mistake is going to either cost the All-American Alliance their titles or basically cost the Critic and the Nerd the chance to win the Tag Team Championship. And the Nerd throwing Dwight into the corner. Tags in the Nerd. And a punch right straight to the gut of Dwight. And picking him up and slamming him down hard onto the mat. And now the Nerd getting in an elbow drop. And the Critic has knocked down Stan. Oh, wait a sec, there's a roll-up by Dwight! There's a roll-up by Dwight. 1, 2, 3, and this one's over. Unfortunately, a roll-up has cost the angry video game nerd and Nostalgia Critic a win here tonight, and so the All-American Alliance keep on to their Tag Team Championships for another night. It was quite the matchup. It was very back and forth. Unfortunately, a costly mistake basically cost the Nerd and the Critic this matchup here. I mean, there's mistakes on both sides. I just could not believe that. I mean, I can understand a little bit of mistakes for the Nostalgia Critic and the Nerd because they're not really they've only worked as a tag team like a few times. But I mean, for Dwight and Stan, they worked as a tag team for years, so some of the little mistakes that they made is kind of questionable. The Nerd. He's looking at, the Critic. He's looking at the Nerd, and he kind of kicks the Nerd, and the Nerd is back up. The Critic is not too happy with the Nerd. Who can't pull their weight. The Nerd was in the match most of the time. Yeah, I don't think he has to put up with this nonsense. Oh, another attack by the Critic, and of course the Nerd just basically wails away on him. I think that was the last straw. That was definitely the last straw because the nerd is just basically beating up on Nostalgia Critic. And to be honest, the critic definitely deserves this. The critic doesn't deserve to be an asshole to the nerd. The nerd tried to help him out with winning the tag team championship, but for the most part, the critic should have been pulling his weight. He should have been trying his best to try to win the tag team titles, but he didn't. And basically, because of his actions here tonight, and because of the fact that he basically punched the nerd a couple times, this is what the Nostalgia Critic deserves. And he's gonna finish him off here, I do believe, with an F-bomb. Or maybe a few more kicks and a punch. I do guess. Wait a sec, the critic is back up. And he's punching and wailing away onto him. But no, the nerd stops him. And gets him with a game breaker. Nerd basically showing to the Nostalgia Critic why you shouldn't betray him. But I digress. This has been another episode of the RCW Championship Series. Happy Canada Day, and for in the future for July 4th, have a happy Independence Day. This is Iron 13 saying, signing out.